right, thank you, Steve. There is a new way for many veterans to get help for symptoms they can't always see but suffer from every day. And Mike, I know you've met some vets who are really fighting what's an internal war.
Yeah, some answers now, some help. Their pain comes from burn pits. Seen a lot now, especially in our veterans returning from the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. Now, if you don't know what a burn pit is, think of it like this. Maybe you've smelled smoke from a small campfire and you got out of the way for some clear air. Well, picture one about 75 yards long, right next to a base in a desert, and smelling that smoke every day, maybe for more than a year straight. So for many, this is a new battle with new treatment options opening up.
This is your typical up-armored Humvee, and then you look at your bigger vehicles like your 915s, your tractor trailers. They're up-armored as well.
Walking through parked Army vehicles at the National Guard Armory in West Palm Beach.
The majority of the blast comes from the undercarriage.
Johnny Castro sees the reminders from his 25 years of Army service.
And then about a year after that, I went to the elite group.
Castro tells me it's something he didn't see until after his service that affects him the most.
For me, it's like going to the beach and going through a bonfire. With this, it was a continuous bonfire.
Long-lasting symptoms from burn pits in Iraq, which the VA says was the method our military used to get rid of waste, from equipment, medical waste to
anything that could burn was being burnt.
Breathing in smoke from pits up to 75 yards long, sometimes 24 hours a day, added up. In 2006, a changing moment.
I realized that with my wife being there was black soot coming out of my nose and coming out of my mouth as well.
Castro went to the VA for help, and now
the motion is agreed to.
With the PACT Act, VA help is changing.
The PACT Act is the biggest increase in veteran eligibility in recent history. It is monumental.
Passed in August, the PACT Act expands veterans' health care to those not eligible before, exposed to an environmental hazard or toxin like burn pits. While sometimes hard to directly link illnesses like cancer to burn pit exposure, the PACT Act requires the VA to presume sicknesses could have been related, so the vets don't have to prove it, making it easier for treatment.
We have around 60,000.
West Palm Beach VA Medical Center Executive Director Corey Price says this will help thousands of veterans right here in South Florida. He lived it himself, flying helicopters over burn pits in Operation Iraqi Freedom.
You could see the burn pit from 30 miles away. So you would just aim the helicopter towards the burn pit. You knew how to get home.
Now, every appointment at the VA Medical Center includes a set of questions to see if you've been exposed to things like burn pits and streamlines treatment options from there.
Don't wait. If you think you may have been exposed, file a claim now. You can do that immediately.
I'm waiting for the next step.
It's something Castro hopes can save lives before it's too late.
Because we're not going to have the lifespan. They're not going to have the lifespan that their parents may have had or their other buddies that they deployed with may have had.
So the good news here, this also includes Vietnam-era veterans exposed to Agent Orange. Also, Camp Lejeune veterans exposed to water contamination. Been talking with my veteran sources, a close-knit community here in South Florida for sure. There's even a forum that's being planned to help connect veterans to the proper resources like the VA and of all eras so they can talk it out and really get these treatment options moving forward in the future. Holly?